Hello and welcome back to Greenhill Junction. Little extra video today because I have taken delivery at last of my Hornby Merchants Navy East Asiatic company. I've had this on pre-order for some time and I'd seen a few people online had got them already, so got the email yesterday that mine was dispatched and it arrived this morning, which was great. And as you can see, it's a lovely model. Really striking livery. I suppose you could say a plain livery, but then that sometimes works. You know, you've got the blue and you've got the really striking red nameplate and then the white lines along it. Now the livery has been done very, very well. If I take you in close, you can see that the white lines are very crisp, including over the rivet detail at the bottom there, and it continues all the way along. You've got the separately fitted nameplate, and again some nice rivet detail onto the cab and then tender. Mine came with the brake rods fitted, which is nice because I hate trying to fit that stuff. It has came with a detailing pack as well, so there's various bits and pieces, particularly I think it's valve gear to attach at the front there, and there's bits for the front buffer bar as well, but I don't normally fit them because I've just got big clumsy fingers and I don't want to put glue marks everywhere, so I may fit it, I may not. But yes, very pleased with this. I'll just get it set up so you can see the cab, because the cab is very detailed too. Right, so with the tender uncoupled, you can see that there's lots of detail in the cab. Lots of very, very fine painting has been done. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom into it, but you can actually see on the gauges there's actual dials on the gauges. Camera's struggling there. So that's very nice. And if we come round to this side, if I just line up the tender again, some really nice valve gear underneath the cab, which makes me kind of want to run it in this direction, but my other Merchant Cities run that way, so I think I might run it in the opposite direction just so I've got a bit of variety. Now, it does come with sprung buffers and the moving air vent. Now, time for another one of my gripes. So I paid £162 for this, which is just above or just around what I'm willing to pay for a brand new loco, especially one that's this quality. But I noticed there's a Hornby release. I can't remember what it is, but it's basically a green one of this, and it's £240. So by the time you add on a decoder, that's £260. If you put in a TTS decoder, that's £280 for a loco, which is just nuts. And a bit of me thinks, is it pressure that's coming from modelers? You know, I'm sure you've all seen videos where it's like, oh, this could be die cast, that could be die cast. Oh, why don't we have that? Why don't we have this? Well, see all that stuff that you're asking for? It costs more money. And it's pushing the price of the models up. So, for example, sprung buffers. What do we need them for? I have never ran a model round and went, oh, thank God that's got sprung buffers. You know, there's a cost saving. The painted cab, whilst it's lovely, when it's actually running, you can't see it. The only cab detail that I can see on my layout is a flicker and firebox on Princess Elizabeth, which I'll admit is a nice detail and I do quite like that. I just think the price is getting so high that the company should concentrate on producing a stunning model like this out of plastic. You know, if I have any die cast in any of my models here, I can't tell, and I don't think anyone else could. So I think we need to sort of tone it down and bring it back to it's a model. It shouldn't be costing us the best part of £300 to get it running. And you know, things like die cast doesn't matter. Things like spring buffers doesn't matter. Painted cabs, it doesn't really matter either. Like I say, flickering firebox is nice. I think as long as the model looks good and the livery is done well, as it is in this, and it runs well, so the mechanics are good, that's what the money should be spent on. So that when I start this up, it runs, and it runs for years, rather than spending money on a bit of metal that nobody's going to notice. Anyway, that's just my opinion, because I was quite taken aback by the price of that model at £240. I thought that's just absolutely ridiculous. Right, so we'll show you how to fit the DCC chip to this, and then get it running on the layout. So back in a bit. Okay, to fit the DCC is quite simple, thankfully. What you need to do is, if you just turn it over, or put it in a local cradle if you've got one. There's two screws buried away, one in there and one in there that you need to remove. And once you've done that, the tender cover just pops off with a bit of persuasion, and then you've got your standard DCC plate. You can also, if you're putting in sound, you can fit a speaker under there. There's plenty of room in the tender, should you want to just have a speaker placed on top. I'm not doing sound just now, might do it later, see how I feel. So, fit the chip, remove that blanking plate, and get it lined up the right way. Use that way. There you go. And then just refit the tender cover. So I'll do that, I'll run it in, and then we'll get some shots of it going around the layout. So back in a bit.